Hello everybody, how are you today? I am Superfiend, and welcome back to Let's Play Planet Coaster. Let's go ahead and get our park loaded here, Whacky World. Now, as soon as we get going here, we got some research that we can collect. I don't want to take that just yet. Go ahead and pause the game for just a moment while we regather our bearings. At the tail end of the last episode, I believe we started some research, and I said at $1,000 a month, but I forgot to change this. So let's just do that right now. And let's start another research. Let's research some scenery. Oh, let's do the special effects. That's always a good thing to have, especially if you're going to do any sort of track or scenic ride. Having some special effects, speakers, sound, it really raises the scenery rating on the ride, makes the ride have higher prestige, and they're willing to pay more money to go on it. We can afford this $3,000 per month because we got a substantial boost to our income when we opened up this roller coaster. Let's go ahead and really fast take a quick look at what's going on with our staff. Everybody's happy. We do have an entertainer. Let's see how he's doing. We've got our queue building here that we were working on. This line is not full yet. Let's see if people are saying anything about the price of this ride. They're not. So for now, they're happy with it. And I believe I was saying at the end of the last episode, we want to get one more ride over here and maybe use this area for the coaster station, and then a track ride or a flat ride in here. Something else that's easy to get income with. And until we finish that research, these are our only two choices. And this roller coaster here is very simple design, just a drop and a loop. Little inversion, and then coming back into the station just enough to get some money. And we can already see that last month's profit was $3,500, and it costs us how much to run a month? It costs us $1,000 to run a month, and of course if it breaks down we're going to lose a lot of money all at once. And let's go ahead and speed things up here just a little bit. And let's think about this next ride that we want to build. We could start building a double-story coaster station similar to this one in design. That might be a good place to start off. And it'll probably come over here, and then the entrance to the ride could be here, and it can go up the chain lift this way. Maybe come back down this way on a drop. Yeah, let's start building this coaster station. We're going to go ahead and go over to our building walls, and I believe on this building here we were using the metal. No, we're using a plain panel. Okay, let's go ahead and duplicate that piece. Can I put it over here and separate it from that building? I can. So now that's a whole new building, and we'll go ahead and we'll move it and hit shift to reset the height orientation. If you hit shift, it goes back to whatever the cursor is over. And let's make sure it's using the default rotation. There we go. Oops. Let's try that one more time. Default rotation and move. And shift. Okay. So this coaster station is going to branch off this way. And we're going to cruise through here. So let's just go ahead and drop this one piece down, and we'll start working on this building. We want to get the flat metal roof. Kind of want to do this quickly. And the coaster station will probably be about here. Probably line up right here. Okay, so here's going to be the foundation. for our coaster station. This piece is just kind of a, it's for the path. To go ahead and use the select grid, and we're going to use the same orange vinyl. And let's see, it's going to come in this way or this way. And I think it's going to go like this. Okay, so we want to come across this way here. There we go. And we want to go out one more, and the reason for that will become apparent in a few moments. Go ahead and move this piece. We'll just set it over there for now. And let's go ahead and collect our challenge money. No sense in leaving those waiting. That'll give us a little boost down here, but more importantly, it will unlock additional channels, which we don't know what they're going to be, and we may incidentally complete them as soon as they're unlocked and just get a free $1,000. So there's no point in hanging on to that. And let's go ahead and lift this building piece up. I'm going to, now we got a choice here. I can put it right on top of the floor, and that will hide the railing of this queue. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to move it over here. We're going to duplicate that piece and we're going to select path again. And where's my path? Here we go. And we're going to do a grid. We want to get this top piece. Now, I know from previous building experience that if you take, let's get out of the path for a second. If you take a 4-meter wall piece and put 2 flat roofs on top of it, and then use the top piece to select the grid for your path, then, and these are 3 apart, then the bottom path will nicely join to the top path. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you that right now. So we're going to select grid, get the top path piece, and all we have to do is just build it straight out to here. And that means the rest of this path, if we continue the pattern from below, it would go down this way, and then the coaster station would have to be over here. That's not going to work. So we're going to draw the path like so, and it's going to come out the back. Okay. And we also have to be mindful that we need a ride exit. Maybe that will fit in here. I don't know. We'll find out. Might have made this too close to the carousel. So now the tricky part, there we go. See, so if we select the queue and we start from the bottom and kind of get the mouse up by there, or if you start from the top and just start bringing it down, you get a nice 2-story path. Okay. And that's a good way to pack a lot of people in line into a condensed space, which is our goal right now. If I can select the building again, see, we can delete that piece. And then as before, when you place a 2 roof tiles on top of each other and you use the top one for the path grid, then the path will sit nicely on the roof tile underneath. So we're going to go ahead and move this roof tile. We're going to change its rotation. Actually, I'm going to move it one more time. I'm going to just set it over, not there, I lied. I'm going to put it on this side and just duplicate it. And now I can select all of them. And we'll duplicate that and put it under there, there. And then we'll move these ones like so. There we go. And the coaster station itself is going to be probably another American Arrow, because I'd like to build this before we research an additional coaster. Let's check our research really quick. Special effects are ready. Okay. Now, what coaster is this? And which coaster is this? Especially Abnormal and Reborn to Loop. I'm not sure which coasters these are. I'd be happy building 2 American arrows. And I would like to start the station soon. I don't know if I really want to wait for the research to finish. I think maybe this is one of those like little crazy ones where it doesn't have a long car. It's just got a car that holds 8 people. Got a whirligig. And the scissor, not sure. Well, we got a good amount of money. Let's go ahead and start this at 1,000 a month. Let's go ahead and do another scenery. You know, I've never really had need to build a first aid. If you have a ride that makes people very nauseous, you can put a first aid facility outside of it and then they'll go in instead of vomiting. I think that's how it works, but I've never had occasion to need one. Let's do this thrill ride. That's what we'll do. And we'll change these to 1,000 a month. And we'll just check and see if we got any new challenges. None yet. We need a coaster that's 500 meters long. We're not hurting for income. Let's see if we can connect this up nicely to the main path really quick, so we don't have to worry about that. And when you're connecting your paths together, if you hit the Z key, sometimes it will change. You can see the path wiggling there. It'll change the orientation into something that might be more aesthetically pleasing. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that since it's not making a big difference. And let's see if we can fit what will become the ride exit in here. What have we been using? We've been using the sandstone. Can't make it any more narrow than that. So is this going to fit through here? Actually, I guess the best way to do that would be to select grid again. Yeah, it doesn't want to fit. Well, that's okay. There's another way we could try this. We could just go above the carousel. As soon as I figure out what I wanted to do in here. Okay, we need to add another building path piece, or another flat roof piece. Select grid. Okay, this will work if we do it this way. Will this connect down to this? Probably not. It's probably too close. And that is also obstructed. That's a bummer. Okay. Let's see, how do we want to do this then? I could always have it just shoot off this way and go around, but that's kind of tacky. But at the same time, it's a temporary area of the park, and I don't really want to worry about it too much. So we're going to do the tacky option. We'll delete it here. And the exit's going to go off this way. I know this is really kind of stupid, but that's what we're going to do for now. This will all get moved. It doesn't matter. And let's check that research real quick. Speed the game up to full speed. Yeah, see, it's going to be a while before we get this. So I'm just going to go ahead and build this coaster as an American Arrow. This one is going to leave the station this way. And they're going to get on the left. Tell you what, they're going to get on the left and get off on the left. So we're going to leave that right where it is. We're going to go to Advanced Move. And we're going to lift this up just like we did with the last one. Get it right in here so that it just lines up barely. Move it over here and we'll accept that. Close that for a second. We'll place the entrance. We'll place the exit. This is where they get off here at these doors. So place the exit right there. Let's go ahead and change it to black vinyl. Okay, so Can this path go under? Or is it going to be obstructed? Okay, it's going to be obstructed where it is there. So let's make a small change to the coaster. We got to go to Customize, Move Exit. I'm going to put it way over there. We're going to try this again. So we build that way, we build this way, then we can pull the mouse down and get it onto the floor. And then we will switch to the sandstone. There you go, good enough. This is all connected. Let's make a couple changes in here really quick before we forget. No music. Trains and everything is good. Full load. No minimum. I'll give them 40 seconds to get on it. Oh, inspection time 10 minutes. Don't really have a name for this. Let's call it Twisty Turny. We'll see if we can live up to that name as we build it. And really quick, let's just slow it down for 1 second. And oh, we got our pirate scenery. Let's go ahead and get some Western scenery going on. Check our staff real quick. I like to check on these guys quite often in the beginning because if the shops are a source of income, you can get caught off guard if somebody quits. And as we are right now, the entrance shakes is not really making us any money. And we could use an actual food shop. I'm not sure if adding a food shop right now is going to be beneficial or if that will cause them to stop getting milkshakes. So for now, I'm going to ignore it. We are still barely making a monthly profit. 9,700 is probably just enough to make a roller coaster. Here we go. We got a fireworks display challenge. The summer update just rolled out this morning. I haven't had a chance to look at anything that update has in it, so I have no idea how the fireworks or anything works. We'll get to that eventually, I imagine. We have our thrill ride. And I'm going to hold off on the research for now. I want to make sure that we have enough funds to build this roller coaster. And while building the roller coaster, I'm just going to keep the game in normal speed in case there's some sort of chaotic event. We can react to it before it snowballs out of control. This is new. Select the ride and all sequence parts, including all sequencer and children recursively. I've never seen that before. And we have a make trigger sequence. It's over here under the triggers. Used to be a little bit different. Used to say add trigger. Okay, so that's part of the update. Let's go ahead and start this coaster. I think we're going to do a 10-meter section at not 45. Let's do 30. 30-degree incline. There you go. Okay, so this just about meets up with the path over there. It extends a little bit beyond, and then we'll drop it down. And we'll do a 11% decline here. What is that? 39 meters. That might be too much. Might be dropping down too much. I think I'm going to turn off angle snap, and I'm going to change it to about minus 11. We'll give it a slight bank. Let's make it a little bit longer. How's that look from overhead? Change it to a little bit less than 8. Okay. Let's flatten it out. And is this going to get us coming straight back? It will. Okay, we're going to begin our little drop here. See, I want this to be a little bit short. And we're going to kind of do the same thing, but a little bit different. We'll go 40 degrees down. Now what I want to do is I want to put a little corkscrew as it goes down. And I'm just trying to think, how much room do we need to do that? Let's go ahead and do 2 sections like that. Oh, you know what? It's still banked that way, isn't it? Okay, so we got to undo those, straighten it out. Let's straighten this out, shorten it back up until whatever it was, about 6, 40 down. Yeah, it looks a little better. And now let's switch to 30. And let's make it a little bit longer. Actually, let's do 45. Okay, I always have a hard time making these. Okay. Pull it all the way this way. Make it flat. Pull it this way. Okay, how is that going to be? It's gonna, when it comes out of here, it's gonna go over this way before we can correct it back. So it's almost like it didn't go enough over here. We can move it around after we get it placed. So let's just stick with this. Let's go down to a 30 degree. That gets us going straight again. Although it looks like it's shooting off a little bit this way. That's okay. You know, we'll head back in towards the coaster station. I think that's what we'll do. And we'll big drop here. We need to bring this up and shorten it. Okay. This would be a good time to lengthen it out. Make it run as close to parallel to the station track as we can. And let's go ahead and put a loop in here. Okay. And how much room do we have before we run out here? Right there. And our loop can't be too much taller than the hill. We might be able to get through that loop. I don't know. We'll find out. And non-inverted. We got a nice, that's too big, way too big. Okay, so we can't fit any of those in there. We're going to have to build something all on our own. Some sort of overbank turn. And what we can maybe do is come out this way. Okay, it doesn't like that. Let's see, that'll work. Okay, how do I like that? Okay, this could be neat. We're going to stick with this. Let's bring it down. Come on, go longer. There we go. Don't know why I didn't want to do that. Don't want it to be taller than this loop. This could be interesting. Nah, that'd be too funky. Okay. If we need to, we might be able to make this loop a little bit bigger or this a little bit smaller, so we're going to do that. And I wonder if we can turn it all the way so that their heads are facing this way and then shoot them around like that. I don't know. Another option, I think we're going to go with this option, like a little bit better. Just bring them this way. There we go. And we'll kind of do a little bunny hill or bunny hop, whatever they're called. So we'll go down and then go up. Okay, yeah, this will work. We'll kind of go all the way to the ground and get it to even. There we go. It's about as close to the ground as we can get. We'll go ahead with a 22-degree angle snap. Bring it back up. Lengthen it out. Bring it down. And let's just see how this runs. Let's see what happens. I make no promises that this ride will be enjoyable. Do a start test. Sometimes while designing them, you might be tempted to increase the speed of the chain lift, but just be warned that so that you don't have to wait so long when they test. Of course, you can speed up the game, but just be aware that if you alter the chain speed, that will affect their release speed at the top, and it changes everything about the ride. You know, do they have enough momentum to get through these little areas here? And there have been times where I've designed a ride and I've had the chain speed way up, and then way towards the end I go, oh no, I want to lower chain speed, and then it affects the ratings or they don't get through sections. So try to keep the chain speed for the lifts at whatever they're going to be for the ride when it's completely done. Okay, let's see. Do they have enough to get through there? Just barely. Probably not enough to, oh, that was close. I didn't think they were going to make it through there. And let's go ahead and stop the test. Let's look at the heat maps. Which parts are fun, which parts are not. So you get good excitement through here. A lot in here. I imagine this part at the end is pretty exciting. We get some little bit of a drop in through here where we have the hang time. Maybe if they go faster through there, it would work better. This looks new. It looks like there's a new drop down here. I don't recognize this. Previous run. Pass 1. Okay, there was a note in the update about coaster cars can make multiple passes through the station. I don't know how that works yet. Live data, that's what we were looking at. Okay. Fear. A little bit of fear right here. The G-forces are probably pretty high. We'll fix that in a little bit. Yeah, here's the nausea. And, oops, wrong one. Let's look at the vertical. Yeah, right here, this pretty much will cause them to black out if it were real. And so we could probably go a little bit, let's see, 3 on the way up. Could probably make this, I'm almost tempted to make this loop a little bit bigger. But then when we watched it, it seemed like it had trouble getting through it. So let's clean up this a little bit, and let's see what, yeah, and this also kind of makes a funky little twist there. And let's see. So these two, well, first right here, let's just smooth these out. Okay. Okay, that already looks better for that. And for right here, maybe we'll, Can't really see the baking happening that much. Maybe if we extend it up to that piece. Or is it doing an angle snap? Yeah, okay, it was angle snapping. So there we go. Put a slight bank in here. Should help them when they go through there. I don't know if we can change the banking. Yeah, when it's connected to a prefabricated piece, you can't change that banking at all. I really wish you could. It'd be nice. And going through here, let's just see what smoothing it does just a little bit. It's making it a little bit tighter. And we'll smooth out the bottom just a click, and we're going to leave that piece alone. Let's do the test one more time. We'll speed it up. Should probably clean this up a little bit. Let's see. What happens if we smooth this? What's it end up? Okay, that looks a little better. And I'd kind of like it to go this way more. So we'll select this piece. Do we need to select that one too? We'll just drag it that way. And then we'll grab this center and move it over here. And just kind of pull it over there. And we'll smooth it out in a moment. And of course we can enjoy the game's lovely soundtrack while we watch this. Okay, let's do some smoothing. Let's try to smooth the banking. It's not really changing anything. This part still looks a little janky to me, a little off. Let's see, what about the top middle? Nope, that was too much. There we go, so we kind of get a tight little entrance into this roll. Make them nice and sick. Go ahead and open up the excitement. Yeah, see, it looks like we lost a bit of excitement just by changing it. When you smooth things out, it's a fine line between the excitement and the nausea. If you get a little bit of nausea in there, it helps to increase the excitement, but then the nausea kind of stays with them as they go through the rest of the ride. So you have to keep that in mind as you design the rest of it. And how fast was it going at the end here when it flew off the track? Let's look at the previous run. 47 miles per hour. We can actually lift this up a bit. So let's do that. Let's get it up a little higher. There we go. How high can we go? Can we do 8 and then level it off at... I wonder if it can make it up this hill. If it can make it up this hill, I'll put a block section up here, and that will enable us to get probably 3 trains running simultaneously on this coaster. I don't know. Okay, well, it certainly made it. Now the question is, do we want to do that? Because if we're going to put a block section here and a block section before the train station, then the car as it leaves needs to get through this section of track before this one loads and makes it up the hill. Don't know if the block section is going to work for us there. I'm going to go back to what we had before. Whoops. Let's go ahead and redo. Okay. Let's just finish what we were doing here. So we're going to go down, shorten this up, Get a couple bunny hops in here. I think that's what they're called. I am not a true roller coaster aficionado, however you say that. So if I'm using the wrong terms, that would be why. Let's go ahead and kind of turn it this way. And what would happen if we put one of the pre-built rolls in here, like a corkscrew? Yeah, I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to do a corkscrew here. And the corkscrew might make them too sick. What else could we do? No, forget it. We're going back to the corkscrew. Nice and simple. We're going to add a corkscrew there. We'll exit out this way. And then we'll kind of bunny hop through here and maybe come back to the station. And that will be the end of this coaster. And we'll be able to tie off this episode. There we go. Some of my favorite rides are the ones that go back through the loop at some point. So let's do that. That'll let us. And we'll begin our descent towards the station. Probably just a little spin there. And do a flyby of the queue. Let's see. It's not really moving that fast through there. We can of course make some adjustments to get it moving through there a little bit quicker if we need to. Here we go. And if we line it up here, want to shorten it. Get it kind of pointed at the station. What's that going to look like? That looks pretty good. We'll turn that into a trim brake. And it'll be trim brakes all the way home. That'll get us back into the station at a nice speed. And actually, I lied. Let's undo that. Forgot our block section. We need to get a block section. Select the station. Get our block section here. Raise it up. Okay, so we got to rethink this end just a little bit. Okay. Don't like the way that looked. So really what we want to do is we just want to get this looking okay as far as the turn goes. Right about there looks good. We'll do trim brakes. Trim brakes, I can't speak. And we'll go ahead and just smooth some of these sections out. Okay. how fast is it going through here? How much speed do we have? Let's look at the previous run. 32. Not very fast. We might be able to do something here to make it a little bit more exciting. Let's see how they like it overall with it as it's built. And it kind of does live up to the name Twisty Turny, I think. Oops. So not moving very fast through there. Maybe turn this into a roll if they're not already sick to their stomachs. And a nice peaceful entry into the station. We got a 6, 4, and a 1. Let's look at the nausea rating of the previous run. So actually, it's pretty low. And I bet our excitement... Oh, that's annoying. You put it on previous run. Okay, our excitement's really bad here. Whatever you have this on, when you change it, it switches back to live data. It's kind of irritating. You know, if I selected previous run, I want it to stay that way. Maybe they'll fix that. Let's go ahead and so let's do that here. We're going to go ahead and delete this whole section of track. We're going to go over to the rolls. And what is it? It's a heart line. Heart line right. Oh, those are really big. Okay, that's not gonna help us. So what we can do is we'll shorten this up. This is a point where your offset banking may come in handy. Okay, it's not moving that fast through here, and they're coming around this way, so maybe we want... Maybe we don't want offset banking. Or maybe what we want is to go back one further piece. Yeah, this is probably going to be better. Okay, shorten this up. Bring it all the way around. We got to line it up and get it pointed over there. What happens if we move the offset the other way? How bad does that look? Bad. Let's see, they can... What if they went through this loop inverted? Would that be fun? I think that would be fun. Do they have... They are going 30 through there, so they might have enough speed to do this. Let's just try it out. Which way were they turning? They were turning this way. We're going to have to delete this section of track here. Boy, that looks awfully ugly, doesn't it? It's pretty bad. Well, that's what the smooth function is for. So let's just go ahead and connect these. And this is the part that's really bad. Actually, right here, I think is worse. So let's smooth that. And we'll smooth this piece. Okay, and we'll see, did they make it through here? Boy, are they moving slow. So we're going to select this and all of this. We're going to drop this whole thing down. There we go. And then we're going to clean up this bit right here. and this little section here. And then we'll see if we can get anything out of smooth banking. No. There we go. This looks a little bit better. Smooth that. This looks pretty good. No, I didn't like that one. Okay, so here it goes again. Just about done with this, and I think after this ride is finished, we're going to tie the episode off and then check back in and see how people like it. So we got enough speed to get through pretty much everything. They're going to be moving a little bit faster through here and maybe make a couple adjustments with the brakes. And I might bump the chain lift speed up just a little bit so they get a little bit more speed as they go through some of this stuff. That should increase the excitement rating some. And then we can look at the results. A 6, a 4, and a 1.75. It is 81 seconds. That's going to meet our one challenge, a coaster at least 500 meters long. 8 excitement. Yeah. Okay, let's see, 6.4 and 4.2. Let's try increasing the chain lift speed just to 10. And we'll see how that changes things. I'm gonna speed it up. Okay. Yeah, see, now it's almost a 7. Let's go ahead. Oh, what happens if we just max it out? I don't really know if increasing the chain lift speed affects the ride's reliability or anything like that. Never really tested that. Speed it up again. And we can probably change the speed on these brakes. And there we go, 7.32. That's looking a lot better. Let's go ahead and raise the target speed on, well, how fast are they going? Previous run. What is that, 30? Okay, so let's change this to 25. And then we'll come in here and the block brake is going to match the other one. Now we got to have a catwalk on this, of course. Also here. And so now they're gonna come into the station just a little bit faster. That may affect the excitement rating just a little bit. So they're not slowed down as much. And it looks like it dropped by 1/100th of a point. I'm pretty happy with this coaster as it is. Let's just see what else will we change in here. Exit speed. Yeah, 14. I don't really know what the entry speed on this does because the block brakes are going to control how fast it comes in. Where do we go to increase the number of passes through the station? I don't know where that is. Now, if you do that, then you probably can't do a block section and have multiple cars on the train either. I didn't think about that. Okay, well, I'm going to call this one done for now. And I just want to see in here really quick. What do you mean it's not been tested? Because I changed the speed? Fine, test it again. Let's see. Maybe this ride is not one of the ones where they can make multiple passes. Maybe it's got to be a boomerang or something else. I don't know. It's not important for this episode. Let's look at the, well, there's no prestige yet, probably until it's open. Oh, we have to block section it, and then we got to test it one more time. 2 cars. And let's go ahead and make the minimum departure time 40 seconds. What do we have to use over here? We had to use 16 seconds. Okay, well, let's just see if this one can get all the way through by the time the second car gets to the top of the lift. Okay, we can lower that. Probably lower it to, good grief, 20. $20 was maybe not enough. Let's do 25. Now, I don't know if the 25 affected the one that's moving or the one that's currently waiting. So let's just find out. Okay, 25 might be good enough that the second car doesn't have to pause at the top of the lift. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Twisty Turny is ready to open. It has a prestige of 687. A quick little tip. You could take the prestige of most of your rides and divide by about 30, and that's roughly what people will pay. Not everybody will pay it, but people will still pay that price. So we're going to go ahead when we open this one. We're going to open it at $16, and we're going to see how much they like it when we come back in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.